Every fan in the fandom liked Christmas a lot, but an SJW who lived just north of Hollywood did not. Social Justice Jessi hated Christmas the whole Christmas season. Now please don't ask why, she'll tell you the exact reason. It could be perhaps the fake meat doesn't taste right. It could be perhaps that the grip of the patriarchy is too tight. But I think that of all, the most likely reason is her obsession with politics has ruined the season. But regardless her diet or the patriarchy, she stood there on Christmas Eve hating the malarkey. For she knew every fan in the fandom beneath was busy now enjoying some holiday relief.
And they're spreading their bigotry!
She snarled with a sneer.
Christmas is racist, and has been for years.
Then she let out a scream that made Shit Pancake's ears ring.
I must stop what this Christmas will bring!
For tomorrow she knew all the fangirls and boys would wake bright and early. They'd open their gender-specific toys. And then, oh the joy, 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 joy. That's the one thing she hated.
The joy. Joy, joy, joy. Girls with dolls, boys with bots. Who would dare raise these tots? Their gender is non-binary, their race is a sin. Challenge it in court, it's us who would win. Then all the bigots, young and old, sit down to a feast. And they'll feast, and they'll feast, 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 feast. They feast on those poor fucking animals, caring little for the majestic beast.
Eating meat is something Social Justice Jessi couldn't stand in the least. And then they'd do something she hated most of all. Every fan in the fandom, the big and the small, would all stream together with notification bells ringing. They'd speak man to man, and the fans would start talking.
They'd talk, and they'd talk, and they'd talk, 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 talk!
And the more SJW Jessi thought of the Christmas sting, the more she thought,
I must ruin the whole thing. After years of being non-inclusive, it's come to this now. I must stop Christmas from coming. But how?
Then she got an idea, a woke idea. SJW Jessi got a wonderful woke idea.
I know just what to do.
She could hardly emote.
I'll order a shitty Santa hat and a coat.
Then she cackled and kicked.
This is a great modern take. Why, with this coat and this hat, a perfect gender-swapped Santa I'll make. Now all I'll need is a reindeer.
Social Justice Jessi stared at the ground. She thought wild animals were gross and not fun to be around. But did that stop the old witch? Nope. Social Justice Jessi simply said,
If it can't be a real reindeer, I'll just bake it instead.
So she grabbed Shit Pancake the cat,
What?
ripped him right from his bed, then duct taped a dildo on top of his head. Then she loaded some garbage bags and some ratty old hats into her electric car of a sleigh, and she threw in the cat. Then the car started down towards the home.
Oh shit.
All their windows were dark. No one knew she was there. Across town, Cecil was having wet dreams without care. Then, when she came to the first house on the square,
This is stop number one.
the gender-swapped Santa Claus hissed, and she climbed to the roof, garbage bags in her fist. Then she slid down the chimney, smelt a rather strong stench. Finding the half-rotten possum was it for the wench. It got unstuck only once, for a moment or two, but she hoop-fucked it out and it fell right on through, where little branded stockings hung all in a row.
These racist stockings
She grinned.
are the first things to go.
Then she slithered and slunk with a smile most unpleasant. Around the whole room she took every present. BB guns and baby dolls, VR and drones, Power Wheels, Transformers, PlayStations, and phones. And then she stuffed them in bags. Then SJW Jessi very nimbly yeeted all the bags, one by one, up the chimney. She slunk in the icebox. She took all the jerky. She stole the chocolate pudding. She jacked the half-frozen turkey. She was able to clean out the icebox as quick as the flash. Then right after she smoked the last brick of black hash. Then she stuffed all the eats up the chimney with glee.
And now,
Grinned Social Justice Jessi.
I will stuff up the tree.
As she grabbed the tree, she started to shove. she heard a small sound like the snapping of a latex glove. She turned around fast and saw a large dude. It was that Buffalo Jeff dude who found it rude to intrude. He stared at Social Justice Jessi and said,
Santa Claus, why? Why are you taking my lotions from me? Why?
But you know that old bitch was so smart and so slick, she thought up a lie, and she thought it up quick.
Why, my sweet little...
I've always wondered what it would like to be beautiful.
Abruptly, she bashed a bottle over his head, making him see stars and sending him to bed. And when Buffalo didn't look like he was going to get up, she went to the chimney and stuffed the tree up. Then she climbed up the chimney herself like a vampire, and the last thing she took was the air from his tires. In the hall she left nothing but burnt books and some fire, and then one speck of liquor she left in the house was a drop of knobgoblin that was even too small for a mouse. Then she did the same thing to other people's houses, leaving inadequate amounts of liquor for other people's mouses. It was 1:15 dawn when she packed up her haul. The car made it 10 feet before deciding to stall. It was then she realized it hadn't been charged at all.
It's not my fault.
$1,600 feet up the side of Mount Hollywood, she rode with her load, intent on ridding it for good.
Toodaloo deplorables.
She was sarcastically humming.
They're finding out now that no Christmas is coming. They're just waking up. I know just what they'll do. Their mouths will hang open a minute or two. Then the bigots and homophobes will all cry boo-hoo. That's a noise
Grinned Social Justice Jessi.
that I simply must hear.
So she paused and she put a hand to her ear. And she did hear a sound rising over the snow. It started in low, then started to grow. But the sound wasn't sad. Why, this sound sounded rad. Every fan in the fandom, the big and the small, were talking without any internet at all. And while the town had been stripped of all its licensed crap, independent creators filled the gap. She hadn't stopped Christmas from coming. It came. Somehow or other, it came just the same. And SJW Jessi, with her soaked feet ice cold in the snow, stood puzzling and puzzling.
How could it be so? It came without Star Wars. It came without Trek. It came without Superman, Doctor Who, or Shrek.
She screamed and cried till her scream hole was sore. Then Social Justice Jessi thought of something she hadn't before.
Maybe fandoms
She thought,
don't persecute the colored and gay. Maybe patronizing about politics just ruins their day. As if! Those racists simply don't care about the plight of others. They're fine with the clear and obvious systematic racism.
and what happened then? Well, in the fandom they say, Social Justice Jessi was never seen again after that day.
How is it supposed to rub the lotion on its skin? I've been to the store and back again. Dropped the lotion off a cliff, leaving me to search and sift. The loss of my house is truly great. It was the toss of that item that sealed your fate.